Hey, and welcome back to Blueprints. We are starting in the main menu today, just because last time I did the whole last final exam. And I am kind of nervous about actually my results. Like while editing, I actually noticed that I got some things wrong, obviously because I was under time pressure. But, I hope I just need like a D to pass, okay? Then everything is going to be just fine. I'm just not sure if anything is going to happen once I start, which is why I wanted to wait. And we can see the loading screen. We don't really do that too often. Ooh, day 61. Don't forget them. Oh, look, there's a trophy. I guess we passed. Yeah, so about that. Let's get the trophy first before I actually talk about like a lot of stuff here. Exam results. Look at that. The diploma trophy. Okay. I am, like, I gotta be completely honest. I feel like I got like 80% right. I hope. This is like kind of the ballpark I would feel comfortable in. There were like some questions, like especially in the beginning, where I kind of just skipped through them, like geography, where I was like, it was like the first question, which would have been like the result, like the answer would have been Oris, because it was like about like where I started, and like looking at the map, it made like sense. Like just 5 seconds later, I just didn't have the time to think. Anyway, I'm kind of nervous. Wait. Eurasian. Okay, Eurasian, I got something wrong, and geography, I got something wrong. Okay, okay, that makes sense. The rest, everything 100%. You know what? Gonna be completely honest. This is kind of how like my grades look like in the best of years. Okay, not quite. It probably would have been like a B instead of an A. Anyway, but like geography, I always sucked at. There was like only one semester I was actually kind of decent at it, because I actually invested time in it, and I have forgotten everything I learned in that time. And when it came to like second or third languages, I actually really sucked at it, right? Like, you will not believe it, but like as a non-native English speaker, until I was like in ninth or 10th grade, I had almost failing grades in English, right? Like, it was just because I fell in love with like watching YouTube videos that I learned English. So yeah, getting to 83% was actually kind of surprising. Actually, that means I've probably got like one question wrong. I'm curious which one it was. I can't look at anything else though. Okay, would have been nice to actually look at what I got wrong. The diploma trophy. Ace the classroom final exam. Achievement. You've been awarded the diploma trophy for getting an A on the classroom final exam. Trophies earned will be permanently added to the trophy room. Wait, you have to get an A? I mean, I'm impressed that I got an A, gonna be completely honest here. But apparently you need an A to do that. Huh. Wait. Oh yeah, you have to ace the... You have to ace it. Okay, you don't just have to take it and pass it, you actually have to ace it, which is interesting. To be fair, like half of the stuff for the exam I only learned just before then. Anyway, I want to talk about like Eurasian, the language. I started translating that a little bit, but I didn't have like the time to translate too much. I did finally figure out what the Ovin Never Ray means, which basically means like toward north, new future. I'm guessing like travel towards the north to find like a new future. Wait a second. Huh. I am kind of confused by that. Okay, so here's the thing. It would make sense for Leyden. It would kind of make sense for Lady Epson. Wait, was Lady Epson a Rajan? I knew she spoke it because she wrote the letter there. Wasn't she from like the other castle nearby? I forgot how exactly that worked out. You know what? That would explain the what's it called? The foyer? Was it the foyer that with like the 6 statues? I was always confused by those ranks, but maybe I can understand them slightly better now. Or I can use that one to translate more text, because the limited Eurasian that we learned is actually not enough. There are like some quirks that I don't get, like for example the D's. I talked about that before, like the letter has like a lot of D's in there that just don't really make sense for any other word. Maybe it's just like a quirk in a sense. Maybe it's like where you have like a comma or something like that. In any case, it would make sense for her to say that if she were Irasian, because obviously she went north to Fen areas. And since Iraja is like to the south of this country, it makes kind of sense. I'm just gonna say that this is like kind of where it comes from. So maybe that was just like something they said down there in the south, just to basically say like, hey, you can start a new life there, right? Like go north, new future, something like that. In any case, lockpicking kit, okay, that's fine. What I want to do today is still actually have like a few projects that I kind of want to work on, because there are like a few puzzles I'm gonna say that I'm not quite well content with. First of all of these pictures here, I want to have a proper file. We have like all of these pictures in there. I'm just gonna take screenshots of like all of them, put them in there, because I still feel like I have gotten some of the letters wrong. And then whenever I get something confirmed via the workshop, I'm going to update that as well. Right, there are like a few easy ones, like we have face and ace. We have that one confirmed, because we got that in some text where it was explained how the letters work. And there are like a lot of them where I'm like 99% sure. But the sentence still does not make sense to me, right? Like it was something about the correct date, open 8 safes or something like that. No, wait, it was crack 8 saves, but still. But there was like something in the beginning that I did not understand and just didn't make sense to me. And I definitely feel like I got like some letter wrong. Maybe I just put it in like the incorrect space, and that completely confused me with like the first line. It's like something like cannot, could kind of fit, or like can't. But sadly, there's like the N in a weird space, and it just doesn't really make sense. So this is like one of the projects I want to work on. The other one is obviously when I go outside, there is still the plan. I don't actually have like something going on right now that's perfect. I want to still get the blessing of the monk and then experiment with like the few rooms. But this is not the only place where I care about rooms, because there are like a bunch of rooms that are just kind of there. Okay, I'm getting nothing here. And I don't really want to, like, I did that last time. I restarted the day. It's just like 5 minutes of wasting. I prefer to play the game, right? If I get the blessing, then it's great. I might have to look up what kind of money I threw into like the bowl to see like where exactly I got the blessing. Maybe like the exact amount of money has like some influence over that, because I feel like I get like the blessing of the berry picker constantly, and I feel like I'm just spending like basically all my money. So it's probably not quite what I should be throwing into there. But yeah, I just don't want to waste my time just like rerolling days over and over. I might do like after each run that I go for like 2 or 3 of those rerolls each time. I just don't want to sit here for like 20 minutes or so, because that's not fun. Also, I kind of want to look at like a lot of other rooms, because I feel like some of them probably still have puzzles in there that I missed. Because I'm still missing like one of the pieces for the Black Bridge Grotto, for example, and I don't know where I would find that. Like, one of the pieces is just in the entrance hall, right? Like, so that was a mystery that I just had missed for so long. So I bet that there are like still minor things in a lot of other rooms. Like, for example, the Hall of Mirrors, right? That's the room with like the 2 floors, basically. I don't get why it has 2 floors. And this was something that is so confusing to me. There has to be something about it, right? You can't just tell me that there's like a button in the middle so I can, you know, use an elevator. That sounds silly. Anyway, let's get the root cellar and hope that I get something cool later on using a shovel. I don't think that there are items in here. Still gonna check out this again. I don't think... I feel like I had this one before. The only interesting thing is... Wait. So, I kind of want to compare that one again with like the image in the wine cellar, because I feel like, weren't there like more of those symbols on there, or were there always 2? Anyway, it's time to take some screenshots, I guess. Otherwise, I'm not really sure if there's like anything else missing here. Wait. Oh, this is where we found this one. No sign has been found yet. You know what? I'm gonna put this one again because this is the same thing that we had found in a new clue. This is where I got those letters from. I completely forgot where I got those from. So I feel like they are really important. I still don't know what exactly they want me to do. Maybe this is literally just like a Caesar cipher, right? Like where you move one letter to another. Right, like a classic one would be like that every A is a B and every B is a C and so on and so forth. I think that's a Caesar cipher, right? There were like specific ones that had like numbers in there. So, you know, it doesn't actually matter. It's a really simple kind of encryption tactic. Anyway, I'm gonna still take screenshots of everything and then I'm gonna be fine with that. This is the one I'm actually talking about. This is the foyer. So, this is where we have like all of these Count Isaac Gates, Baron Edwin Sinclair, J.R.E. Jenner. Okay, let me open my notes that I had taken during the exam. I actually closed them because I didn't think about using them today, but I guess I need them. Okay, those are my school notes. And I almost closed them. So, the J doesn't mean anything. And we have Ja and Aj. Ari, we do not know. It's probably not about like first and last. I'm gonna like, I have another list where I'm writing down like all of the words that we have learned. I'm guessing J is still something that we can flip back, right? Like it's probably a suffix or a prefix. Could just be a title, obviously. But I feel like it's going to be interesting. Nicholas Key, Thomas Sinclair. This is the only one though. Count, Baron, J.R.E. Jenner. I don't know. I mean, she is wearing a crown, so I feel like she's definitely important. And I can't get behind any of those little statues here. So I'm not really sure what I am to make of this. Also, I completely forgot to take screenshots. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed that, but I've been kind of scatterbrained sometimes. I've already forgotten to take those screenshots. Anyway, let's take some. Can't believe that I'm getting the candle and still no shovel. Dog. I still need a shovel though, because I have like so many dig spots. And this is also like one of the examples of rooms I don't get, because we still have like this cat thing here. And it's not like I can just type cat. Right, it's probably not going to do anything. I just tried something here on my keyboard, obviously, but like, this has to be important for something. It wouldn't be here otherwise, at least like for a lore reason. And it's not like this is like, you know, letters missing here. Maybe I can spell something somewhere else using those blocks. I've not really seen blocks like those though. That's like the biggest issue. Same, by the way, with this room, just because there's like this, this is the Brave Bird from, wasn't the book title Brave Bird as well, or something like that, so like, not a Brave, Dare Bird? No, is it... I forgot the title of the book. It might be like something, like the Dare mode, obviously, is like where we also have that plush, which is why I'm thinking of it, but I think the name was different. Also, by the way, this is like another one of those globes with like the time on there. Why? Okay, I can't really see it, but I feel like the time hasn't changed. Right, it was like one of the big theories that I had, that the globe... Maybe I should remember where all of the globes are at some point. I don't know if that's going to be important. Probably not in the same way... Okay, this kind of looked like a trapdoor there for a second. Probably not in the same way that the chess pieces were, but I feel like the globes are also kind of interesting, just because, again, of the clock on there. We also have like this little model house that we are always seeing. Is there a house with like multiple floors? It could be the garage. Could it be? We don't really have a window in the garage, though. Could have also been, like, modeled after something else. Could also just be, like, a really fancy birdhouse. But, like, the reason why I feel like this could be important is mainly just that I always see, right, like, obviously you're going over here, you're opening, or, like, you're picking up an item here, and then you have, like, all the other items here. You're kind of getting funneled into this direction, so I feel like this could be important. Just because we have like another little like layout that we have in the, it's not the, is it the drawing room? No, wait, it's drafting studio, right? It's like one of these rooms here. It's a drafting studio. In here we have like the model of the Great Hall. Yeah, the Great Hall. It's been a few days since I last recorded, so I always get extra forgetful in those recordings. I feel like those could be the most important things here. Okay, obviously the chapel doesn't have paintings. This is just generally like a truth about this specific room. We've already gotten all the money here. And I feel like since there were already like some mystery, right? Like because we have all of the angels here, and now we already know like basically all the names, I would say, or like we are at least very sure on basically all of them. I feel like we have already gotten everything we can out of here. But this is what I thought before until, you know, I was able to light something here. There isn't like one of those candle holders that's kind of crooked or something like that, like before. One candle is missing. But that might be the extent of it. It might just be a missing candle. Like some of them are kind of burnt down, so I'm not too worried in that sense. It's just weird that this is the only one. But it's not like there's like a lot of space here, right? So I'm not gonna assume that there's too much here. I have so many green rooms already, but I'm kind of in need of a shovel. And like all of the dig spots, I extra got them and I can't do anything here. Sure, observatory. And I'm mostly still confused because we can change the angle of this massive, I guess, telescope. I can't turn you this direction though, but probably the other one. And then you're going down. But only one level. Can I get close enough? So obviously I can't look through it like that. I have an idea actually. Can't I rotate you as well? Because if I go further to the left, like this, and then I should be able to rotate you higher, because like I can go there, right? I can look at this wall. I don't know why I want to look at this wall, but technically it should be possible, right? Before it was just blocked. Yeah, I want to say it was just blocked by the literal physical makeup of this thing. Or maybe there's like something on the front? No, you're actually blocking me here. It is interesting that I can do that though. I still need to rotate you up a little bit. I can't squeeze under you, right? Yeah, I just wanna see if I can get you into like the right position. Maybe lean you... That's not the right direction. I wanna basically flip you upside down. Like mainly because I genuinely feel like this wasn't really a puzzle in the beginning to set you up. So I wouldn't be surprised if I can do something special with you still. Let's rotate you... Maybe up to... No, wait, I need a lot of space actually. Let's put you... Wait, did I have space there? I thought you would be... Yeah, you're still over like this. balcony, if you can call it that. So I'm going to put you like this. I mean, you're definitely not looking into the right direction, right? And this is wrong. I mean, I can look at the planets. No, I can't. You don't want to look further. But I can look at the wall. I don't know if that does anything. Like, the first time I went here, I was just like, hey, let's look outside. Okay, no, I can't. But, like, why can I do this then? Right, like, this game has been really good about kinda guiding you. Wait. I can open you from the side. Seriously? I've missed this for so long. Right, this seemed like kind of a solved room to me, which is why I kind of skipped so much over the last episode, or like the last, I don't know how many episodes at this point, because I always felt like I wasn't really making a lot of progress. But I really feel like at this point, there's like there has to be more, right? Because I feel like I don't have enough puzzles left, which is why I wanted to explore so much more. Okay, what can I find inside of you? Is that the last room, or is it like an addition? You found a secret floor plan. Would you like to permanently add the planetarium to your drafting pool? If you call it a day in planetarium, get 2 stars. Okay, maybe it's not the last one, because it would be a puzzle. Interesting, but now that you're open, does it matter that you're open? I don't think so. Wait, I want to move you back into position so I can actually look at the stars. Maybe I should do it the other way around, just so I can actually look around here. Wait, how many added floor plans do I have now? Found floor plans? Okay, 6. If I trust my instincts here, that means that there are probably 2 more found floor plans. But it's not going to be room 8. Okay, now let's look through here. Umbrella, key, this is an apple. What's this one? This is like such a... No, this could be twins, and this could be the slice, and this could be the crossroads. Yeah, okay. That's actually a lot, right? Like, we are getting a lot of value out of the observatory now. I mostly ignored it for a long time because I had like only a few stars, but now that I have more than 20, you're getting so many bonuses every single time. It's actually worth it. Still though, interesting. Now you stay open for all eternity, probably? Now I'm kind of confused by why this is covered. Might just be a nicer way to have like this kind of raised area here, I guess. Maybe I'm overthinking everything now, just because this was definitely something I could have found like on my first run, right? Like I found this really early. Now I'm still confused by the globes. Maybe I need to find all of them. Like I still feel like the globes are incorrect, or are they? No, wait. Let's compare this to my notes. This is the long island of Korarica. This should be Mora J then, and then there should be an island here. We can see that. We just can't look like below you. And can I spin you into the right position? I would like to see the rest. Because this should be Nuance then. And those are like the 3 realms over there. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe they're actually more accurate than I thought. But is there anything here? Like, some time ago I once said that I wanted to actually look at the ceiling constantly, and I never did. By the way, I'm taking screenshots again, which is why I'm doing stuff on the side. But I never did, and I'm not sure if that's actually worth it, but I should definitely return to that. Again, I feel like I can miss so much stuff constantly, and since this game isn't really linear, a lot of stuff isn't really necessary. Wait, I should have checked which room I'm in. This is 4-4, okay. Okay, another one for the ladder folder, okay. We do have the key here, and also denote that doors in the West Wing are more likely to be locked. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are less or like less likely to be locked, because it's obviously a red note, but it's not a handwritten one. So it's at least the truth that this is a false note, at least to my understanding. And I'm also not sure if like every single one of the rooms needs a puzzle. Like, I'm always kind of cautious about like the vases now. You have like some pink in there. Mostly red though. Don't know if I can. Also because of the what was called the cloister. I'm now kind of spam clicking more than I ever was before, and like stuff that I find kind of suspicious. And obviously we had lamps that weren't quite right in the drawing room, obviously. So we had to move around those and click around, because it doesn't necessarily give you prompt all the time, even though I feel like those gave you one. We do have the planetarium already, but I want the planetarium. The issue is I can't continue if I'm getting unlucky here. And I actually would like to reach the 10th rank again, so maybe I'm going for the Great Hall. They're all locked, but I do have the lockpick kit. The planetarium is definitely a room I want to get though. And if I get it the next time, it should be fine. Let's see. Oh, wait. I have the foyer. This is even better. Completely forgot about this. And the lever. I'm gonna flip you already. Yeah. The antechamber's opening. What even is this? It's a weird stick. It's not really... Originally, I thought this might be a broom, but it's not. And you can't really use this as a lever or something like that to move you to the side, which is like something I just thought there for a second. Is there something hidden? No. I kind of also want to check all the backside of doors. I don't know how likely it is that this game reuses tricks. I'm going to open like all the doors here. By that I mean we had it before, that one of the backside of the doors in the... What was it called? The hidden passageway? First of all, I need to take screenshots. In the hidden passageway, we also had the whole thing where there was like writing on the other side. I'm kind of looking for more of that writing, because I'm definitely still missing something to solve that one mystery. Anyway, this does mean that we technically could have a dead-end room here, if we wanted one. The attic is always nice. I do like the attic. I feel like there's still a mystery in the music room, but I don't get it yet. I might have to look at that one again, just because there was like something about like the key. Maybe this was already the mystery and I kind of skipped some steps, which would be reasonable. But like the attic in general is just a decent room. Ooh, we do have the lever, which I do like in case I get the workshop again. And this is in my draft pool. I've seen it before. And it's always really nice to have. We do have a magnifying lens in case I want to really look at stuff. Secret garden key. I like the secret garden key. We don't technically need it, but it's always a nice alternative. Oh wait, the second image is over there. I'm gonna have to take like some weird screenshots here. Currently I'm looking at the image on my second screen. It's the one that we had seen earlier, like the family tree. And I've always wondered who exactly this is on the image. And looking at it, it seems to be Baroness Ara Vale, or Vel, who is the mother of Herbert and Simon. I mean, it makes sense, but it's interesting that she holds the moon pendant. Is that even weird? I mean, we have like the 10th room rank, right? Like, for some reason, I sometimes overemphasize Mary in my thoughts, which sounds weird, I'm sorry, but like, I overemphasize her and like some things related to the estate, even though she obviously isn't as related to it, right? This is like a separate mystery, and there were like things added to the, or like to the estate to help facilitate that mystery and help us figure out what's going on. But the estate itself is obviously more of a Sinclair kind of thing. And I don't actually know if that's... Is that a smudge on there? I feel like it's more of a smudge. This is not a note, right? Like, the rest here also is kind of smudged. Which room is that, by the way? Because we had heard that... Wait a second. Which room is that? I had never really thought about, like, which room that is. We also have, like, this one still, right? Like, with the kids here. I don't actually know why you're pointing downward. Past the crack. Maybe there's, like, something important outside I've never really paid too much attention to. And yes, this should be Baron Thomas Sinclair. So it makes sense that those are, like, those two photos, right? Like, the father of both Simon and Herbert. I mean, I can see the eyebrows, right? Like, there's a resemblance in there. It's interesting. Okay, why are you showing or, like, pointing that direction? Gonna have to look at that later in the episode. Oh yeah, and we can go over here. This is, like, another mystery that we figured out already. This is the password for the security system. Where we figured out that this is an O, and we had, like, another... over here, this was, like, an A, because we were looking at a room that was starting with an A. What's the archives, I think. So I'm not sure how many more puzzles I can expect here. Obviously, we also had, like, the April 12th thing that the ending should be changed in... Was it the Red Prince? This was for the Red Prince explicitly, okay. I do remember there was also some trouble with the... Or was it Swimbird? I think the title was actually Swimbird. Not Brave Bird. I'm kind of not sure if I want to use a key here, but I feel like... You know what? I have, like, enough keys. Let's just open the trunk. I feel like I got kind of unlucky with, like, the other items. Oh, look at that. It's a key. So it wasn't actually too bad. Wait a second. This is not the chair. No, the other chair's the one in the drawing room. Is that the drawing room? I mean, you have a fireplace in there. Oh wait, I already took a screenshot of that. I don't need to do it again. But, like, this seat? Why is it here? I do know that, like, some seats are going to be important. It's not like you have, like, a key, like one of the final keys hidden in here. Right? That would be rather surprising if that were the case. They're gonna click everywhere, right? Like, this is kind of my job now. Also kind of rude that we are, like, unable to sit in general. It would be so nice to just sit down every once in a while. You know, rest, get, like, 2 more steps in or something like that. Or, like, technically you're not getting steps in, but you're getting more steps. You know, I've been thinking about something. Right, this is the attic. What's below here? Can I, if I get the attic on the other side and then the, what's it called? The garage, like, further north, can I enter the attic from the other side? Because, like, obviously we're, like, in a raised position, but what's below us? I'm gonna leave that open as another question for another day, obviously, but it's... I don't know. Like, I had a decent break of, like, recording this game while I was, like, reworking my whole setup and, like, updating my PC. Which, by the way, might probably sound a little bit different. But it really helps me kind of restructure my thoughts about this game. Let's put it like that. And this could be rather interesting if there's actually a secret behind here. I don't know if there already is, but I was thinking about the little model that we had seen. And there were, like, also, like, 2 floors, and this kind of reminds me shape-wise of that. I obviously don't think that's, like, the same, but there's, like, kind of a similar shape language at least. Okay, also there. Let's open the next door, I guess. Ooh, Draxus, I don't want you here. Rotunda is so expensive. Like, I don't want Draxus here because I have, like, another pathway from the hallway here. which I'm also going to take, right? Like I can still take the cloister here and ignore you for a moment and then take the other door first, because I would like the extra pathway over the rerolls. But the dining room is actually fine. Get some steps. I've never really paid attention to this, but actually this is the same pattern that we have in the Black Bridge Grotto. Right, like similar with like this symbol, this is like kind of the symbol of the mountains here. By the way, did I take a screenshot of the previous room? I don't remember, it's too late. And we do have an active fireplace here. Obviously not every single one of them is active. But I don't see anything breakable here. Like we had checked before that nothing is lightable in here, right? Like the candles that you can actually light up, they are quite neatly marked, so I'm not too worried about missing that. It's just, you know, a pattern thing that I find rather interesting. Unless I can do something with your head here. If any room did something with a head like this, I would expect it to be the trophy room, but we are not getting that one too often, and every single time I get it, I don't have the gems. I feel like I need the eggs. Gonna be completely honest, I need the eggs to slash the price of that room, and then it would actually be really useful, because you're also getting so many gems. You know what? I'm gonna go to the cloister, actually. I do have some rooms I can use. Yeah, my good old friend Draxus. Okay, this just looked kind of weird because of the way I was looking at it. But I still can open you. I don't think that there was anything in here, right? Like this is only the message and like some of the geometry that's missing for some reason. I just like to complain about stuff like that. And there's still the message to the groundskeeper. I'm just not allowed to open this door because I want to continue another way, but that does mean that we get 2 dead ends here. The clock tower we don't need anymore, I would say. I would actually take the nursery. The guest room is obviously fun, but I would prefer something like this here. Which also means that we're getting more paintings. But it also means that we can recheck some things here. I am not sure if I ever fully explored this. I feel like I did, but obviously I feel like I have found multiple minor things already today. So I am not really sure if I can trust my, well, previous experiments. Right, like those lanterns are kind of interesting, but I guess it's a nice decoration. You have like these swans here. But if there were anything, I would feel like at this point... I feel like at this point, the most important thing in here... Oh, some dice, nice. The most important thing in here is probably still the book. And we had read through that one multiple times. We have the red throne. I don't think... Like, we still have 1 key missing, and it's apparently related to a throne. My theory for a long time was that the throne is in the room 8, which we have not seen yet. It could also be a throne like this one. But they're talking about that in this throne multiple... Was it kings have sat? I'm not sure if it could also just be the chair that everyone was drawn in. The issue with that is, I've looked at a chair and I don't get it. Right, and we had seen that. Lobster, everything true color. And he hated all the other colors, obviously. Like this is... I'm trying to think if I can see anything important here, because... Okay, this sounds like really weird. But like we have like a lot of candles here. We have like 5 here and 3 here, but it's like normal numbers. So I don't feel like this is too related. There's like the reflection of like 2 and 3. You're hiding everything else. You're looking at this picture again. The prince has a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. This is the exact thing as before, and there's also the lobster. I don't think anything changed here. There's some apples here, but otherwise, it's kind of the same. I'm gonna assume that the red prince itself was like a big enough lore drop that there aren't like many more mysteries in here. I hope, right? Like maybe I am too overconfident in this thing, and so be it. I don't mind, right? Like we are going to have to explore the estate multiple times still. I just... Oh wait, that looked for a moment like this is like slightly open, but it's just like the hand. I freaked myself out here. Because otherwise I don't see anything. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And we have this room that we can also check out. We could redraw. I do have the utility closet. I would actually like the security. I could also get the guest bedroom for more steps. This would obviously be more effective in another place. Code check currently does not hold any items, and it's not like I have items I need in there, so I don't really care too much about it. Also, we are done with like most of the other things where items would be that useful, right? Like mainly the vault. There might still be a vault key, but we have found like the major mystery in there. You know, I have 6 rerolls. Let's reroll once. Planetarium. I wanna explore it. Walk-in closet would also be decent, but I would like this, and this is already in a place where it's more likely to appear. Okay, we have Earth, the moon. It should be Mars, judging by the distance. And the gas giants. Oh, writing. Star schedule. Survey of constellations observed at Mount Hardy Observatory. The North Star, the twins. Is that just other notable night skies observed? 29. The first appearance of both Diamondus Minor and Major in the same sky. 7 different constellations observed in the same night. 50 new constellations spotted. Huh? There's a constellation that we have not found yet, and this was first spotted in 50. It's not day 50, though. That's like kind of the issue here. Right, like this makes sense, right? Like the star constellations, what you're getting, the combinations of all of them, right? Like we do know about like the North Star, the twins, the slides, like those are like the normal numbers. And then like the combinations, so you can kind of figure and math it out. But we're like past day 50 and also past 50 of the stars already. I just want to see if I can see anything interesting here. I'm guessing this is more useful if you find it early. Which, you know, I kind of failed. And hard, actually. I'm guessing there's still a constellation. Wait, you're moving around. You're moving the stars around. That makes sense. That means that there's still a constellation that I have not seen. I don't know when I'm going to see that one again. Would have been nice to go there at like day 50, which... Even had I not skipped as many days, I don't think I would have found. Still gonna end the day here if I can. Just tomorrow room. I mean, it makes sense that it's a tomorrow room. I'm just not sure if I'm missing anything here. I mean, it's kind of nice to just look at, but... It is interesting that we only have like those 4 planets plus like 1 moon. Wait, no, that's not a moon. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. That's supposed to be Venus then? I feel like this is too far away from the center for it to be Mercury. But I might be overthinking this, obviously. Since it's only like 5, right? It could be any other planet. Okay, not any other planet. Obviously, we're kind of limited by which kind of planets it could be. Wait a second. Are you Okay, just because of the angle and everything, it definitely looks like you're actually floating, right? You're not touching the walls. Right, because if I move around, right, like you're not at the wall. This is a really cool effect that they were probably going for. But I don't think that is like a inconsistency in the world. Okay, the hitbox is different here, so I can kind of lean backwards, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't feel like I learned a lot here. I mean, again, like maybe if I sleep here, I'm gonna learn something more. But like this is like the main thing. The star schedule. 7 different and 40. Maybe actually... No, I feel like I would have noticed if there was like a new constellation, but maybe I'm just really stupid. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? They are explicitly talking about like the amount of stars, not about days. So I need 50 stars, and we are like at 36. So it's definitely in the future. So my goal now is to reach 50. Okay, this is another goal. I like having goals, right? Like sometimes I get frustrated in games when there's like either I want like perfect freedom or I want to actually have a clue what I want to do, right? And there are very few games who actually want perfect freedom because that's not really a game then, right? But like this game, I prefer finding at least some leads that I can go after, right? Like just plunging myself into the estate every single time gets kind of tiring after a long time. I mean, we have reached, or like at least opened the right door to the antechamber, so I would kind of like to get there. Do I want Rotunda? Because I still feel like Rotunda holds another secret, because it's technically a three-way intersection. It can rotate and can also rotate everything around it, which is really useful, but I still feel like there's more to this room. And I prefer it like over the rest currently, just because like archives can be rather annoying, especially in a run like this where I'm really trying to figure stuff out. We have like the symbol of Mount Holly here every single time. We do have the other door. Okay. That might sound silly, but I feel like I just did something stupid. Wait, not necessarily. Okay, I just thought about this, right? Like we can stand here. What if we reach this room from like, for example, the top or something like that, where we can read the other side of this? Maybe there's like something hidden in there. Ideally, I would obviously come from like every single side, so I can look around and like rotate this around. Which is possible, actually. I mean, why wouldn't it be possible? This is a four-way intersection after all, and every single room here is free. I'm just gonna open every single of those rooms. And then I can walk around. Ooh, reading nook to get the library. I mean, I can reach the other room over there anyway. I could get the pantry instead, but no, it's okay. Reading nook. Get all the stuff that I need here. Right, like I'm thinking about the fact that last time we found something new. It was like on the backside of a door that you normally don't reach. So what if we like force this to be a possibility where I can reach everything? Maybe there are like multiple pieces to the puzzle and I need to see like both of the locked doorways basically. Yeah, let's rotate you around because you take quite some time. And the second door. I do have a secret guard key that doesn't work here, obviously, so regular key. Ooh, vestibule is actually really amazing here, because all of the doors are constantly unlocked because we do have the foyer. And this gives us another way around, even though it's expensive. I'm going to go through these rooms first. Not a wait room. Are archives worth it here? Do I get a I have like 11 redraws. I'm gonna redraw. Mechanarium, we have Rotunda, we have not a lot else though, so it's kind of too early for that. I need something to go to the right. Boudoir would be nicer if it were rotated the other way, or if I had like a singular gem. Actually, library is great here because then I can get like a second library over there. That's not too bad. And we're getting... Oh, reach rank 8. Do I want the armory? Wait, armory is obviously the knight. I could get money, but I don't really care about money that much. And like, the rogue I also don't care about. Okay, Mantle of the Knight it is. And the gem. Okay, I needed the gem. This should be the history of Orindia. I want to look into this one because it might tell us something about... where was it? Land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. Oh, the poetry of the... Oh, okay. Good thing I do have the other list here, right? Like this is back in Krita. Let's get a smaller writing utensil here and, I don't know, get me some red. But this is already what we have, right? Yeah, we just need the weather and the roads. That's like the whole issue here. This is, by the way, like a rough assumption, right? Like I thought maybe those are horses, or like the 3 lines were rain. Were they? I don't remember. I have it in front of me somewhere. Just because we had that already with like the purple. No, this is spiritual. Oh wait, we got that one in the clock tower. That combination, that this is steeped in tradition, or like the poetry. So this didn't actually have that much. Second era close, sovereign rhymes, were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. Could it be that you also had trains? Then we would have trains 3 times. Which means that one of the transportation methods doesn't actually exist. Which, to be fair, isn't too far-fetched, because we only have the confirmation that every color is only used once. I'm just making assumptions that the rest is only, like, that every single option that we are getting is used at least once. Wait. The third era was defined by the construction of the vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Ares to the southern shores of Erasia. So are you trains as well? I mean, I like trains, so I'm not complaining, but that does mean that there's an option missing. Also, we are still missing the weather. Reassessment will not be kept. I mean, we have the Morning Bay here. I'm still not sure, like, I don't think this is... Right, this is a sailboat, so this is a burning boat probably more than a weird steam boat. I don't see anything else in here, except for like the Morning Bay, but you can kind of read that one already, so I don't think that this is more of a secret. I mean, we've already known that one from multiple sources, probably even this book. So, and yeah, like the few remaining members, flat south especially, which is interesting. But I don't know if Lady Abson was of that royalty, right? Like, it could also be like a bit far-fetched here again, like, but it would make sense because they are making so much, like, they're putting so much importance on the fact that they fled south. Which is interesting that even though, right, there was like this hate for like the former royal family, and still the schools here actually teaching Eurasian. To be fair, they probably want peace here, right? Like, and as long as the former royal family doesn't pipe up too much, then they're probably fine with that, I hope. But I feel like if you wanted to suppress them fully, you probably wouldn't teach the language of the region where they fled to. I don't know. Just overthinking this, maybe. They stand united as allies. Yeah, the distance between our peoples has grown. And it's still Orindia. So it would make sense if there were something here. Wait, was there something else that was talked about? We have the North Storms. I mean, it talks about like the poetry of the old tongue, but otherwise we don't get anything. It's a mystical realm, but like, is there anything like mystical in weather? Oh, I just noticed something. I was always confused by like Ageran or something like that, right? Like when they're talking about like some scholars or something like that. First of all, I noticed obviously it is the era, but it's not just the era's name. It's literally Aj era. It is era and Aj, right? Like Aj is the word for first, if I recall correctly. Yeah, first and Jar would be the last one. So it's literally the first era. Okay, I was so confused by that for so long. Every once in a while, when I see that it's like scholars of that, and there was like, is that a place? Is that a thing? I don't know why I forgot about that one. Araja, Araja. I've been mispronouncing it completely. Like the complete time here. I mean, it's the old tongue, right? I hope I'm not missing something else, right? Like da isn't like an ending or something like that, right? I mean, you have wait. R and V's look the same. Of Inda? Wait a second. Maybe I am. Okay. I feel like there might be like a linguistic thing here that I always kind of missed before. What if J's and D's are the same? Which sounds like really weird. But as I have seen before, there are like some language things that I'm thinking of that where that's the case, right? Like the word jungle, for example, which probably has a similar origin as the German word for jungle, which is Dschungel. But Dschungel is written with a D, and it's also spelled in a really weird way, which is why I'm thinking, what if it's Oranjar? So or in for north, but it's spelled with only one N, and jar. So towards the last north? Towards north last? Arch areas, I don't really see where the arch is coming from, though. Unless it's AV. Yeah. We don't really have something with AV. But it's an interesting thing to think about. I should pay more attention because obviously language changes so much over the years, especially because like they're talking about like the first era, they don't really know about that. But like Eraja was like kind of the tipping point for me. I feel like that kind of makes more sense like that, right? Could also be. I mean, the jar still makes sense, right? Like the last. Now the question is it era last or is this also something else? Like Eva jar? Something last? Maybe no, it's the middle child though. I thought like Eva maybe like thinking Eva, Eve, obviously going into different mythology, right? Like as daughter in that sense, right? Like last daughter, but I mean, to be fair, she got it last. If we follow that, right? Huh. But Arch area still doesn't really make a lot of sense in this one. Unless there's like another word in the same vein. I'm sorry that I'm talking so weird. I'm just thinking through like 10 million things at the same time right now. Still, this is like kind of something. I hope I am not really. Anyway, I feel like this is something I'm maybe onto something here. I would be happy, like I would be really happy if this was true, and I at least realized something like that. And maybe this is going to help me whilst translating, which again I haven't done yet. I'm gonna do that the next episode probably, or like the one after. I don't know yet. And now I'm actually thinking even further. King Desolates. If you're saying that this is a translation, we had J.R.E. Yenna before as a title. What if the there was actually a yeah? Right? Like, again, just throwing this out there. It might be so off. Maybe like a des is like kind of misread in here, and then we have like the le in there, which means like a lack of self. Okay, maybe I feel like at this point I'm just grasping at straws now. I thought like maybe you could translate this as someone who is like a ruler who like lack of self, so is the reason why he listened to the voice of all his subjects. Maybe again, like maybe I'm reading too much into this one though. And obviously when I read Liason, I still think like son more like as you know, like you have like an Moss, I want to say Scandinavian, right? Like where it often ends in like sun, to kind of say like, right, we have like this is a person and this person's son, and that is like the name of that person then, right? So maybe there was like actually a Lear, and we have to pay attention to them. Anyway, though, these books are still confusing me. I don't know why. Probably because they are empty, and I don't know why. And obviously, the reading through here hasn't really helped me much. We've opened the floor here before, and there wasn't anything permanent. That's the next thing. I should probably make a list of like all the rooms that I had dig spots in already, because I do know that some of them are apparently permanent. At least one of them has been, so I would be surprised if there wasn't a second one at least. The silly thing is actually that I'm still missing one stamp, and I'm not sure where I would get that one. Did I get the one in the freezer? I do remember the last time I was there, I couldn't reach it without transforming like the magnifying lens. So maybe I have not gotten that one and would be the last one, which might help us solve the puzzle. I should have... Maybe I should look at the recording just to know if I need that one still. But I would still need like at least a torch to melt all the ice, so that's not an issue for now, I guess. Oh, I need something. I mean, aquarium would be fine. It would give us some steps. Because I need to reach the other side of Rotunda there. The gallery otherwise would also be decent, just because I haven't been in there for so long and maybe I have like an epiphany now, but I would say aquarium it is. And hope that I get more gems. There's nothing here. But I finally got my shovel. You know, I have like the all of the upgrades that I need for the shovel, but I had not gotten the shovel. That is so rude. I kind of want to rotate, you know, just to make sure that there isn't like something else. But let's redraw first. I would like the gym, I guess, because I've already deactivated that one. That's actually perfect. So we can at least get here, and we could open the door if we wanted to. Now the question is, do I want to... Nah, I probably want to return now. Or do I? It's always a big question. No, I kind of want to return. First of all, I would like to... No, I'm gonna go to the dining room, eat something, then leave the room and go and open the north door, and then we can continue from there. And we have the aquarium, so this should give us some extra steps. Yeah, 30. Perfect. Oh, I want to read this again because I kind of missed it. It's too late, I guess. Well, I guess I have to live with that now. And I can technically dig around a lot. I should probably do that. I don't really plan on getting... No, wait, I do still have the workshop in my pool. I'm gonna wait in case I get like the battery and I can get the jackhammer. Now I'm thinking... I mean, this isn't technically a date because we have like the American way of writing stuff, like where you have the month first and then the date. But otherwise, like the 18th of September could be a date, right? Like even though it's technically an address. I am just checking like everything with like my magnifying glass again. But I do have all of those stamps already. You know, just making sure. But before I go down, I actually kind of want to re-explore this room. Not because I feel like there's a lot for me to find, mainly just because there's a lot of big spots here. And I feel like, you know, getting like a few turnips isn't actually that bad. Or shoes, apparently. Can't believe that I can't just pick up like all of the potatoes here and just eat them raw, just to get like a few more steps in. It's actually kind of hard to see from here right now because I can't look over. But you were pointing at something. There's like this crack here. What's the easiest way to get you down and then... Like, I mean, I can go down. The only issue is I would have to still run around. Wait. Are you connected in a way where this works? Because I would like to reach like this crack over there again, just to see. I don't know where exactly you pointed, my dear old grandfather, but you know, would be interesting to know. Or actually, grandfather, right? Technically. No. Now I'm confusing myself. You were pointing at something. Wait a second. I was looking for the bridge for so long. I can see it now from down here. Right? Like you have like the arches here? Were you pointing at those? Am I imagining things? Am I getting crazy because I've been staring at this game for too long? Maybe. I feel like this could be the Black Bridge then, huh? But then again, there are like a bunch of those pathways like those. So maybe I am imagining things. Maybe you are pointing at something else. It would be a lot easier to see if I could reach that again. Also just checking this one again, right? We had a few things that I want to put in there. I also still need to look at the Blackbridge Grotto again because of the note. I kind of want to see how I can put that one in here. There's probably a solution for that. Right, like with the I, and the OO, there's a pattern there, and maybe looking at it again might clear that one up for me. But even if I have like this code here, I'm gonna call it, I still wouldn't know what to do with it. Have I ever tried to reach that door from the side? I think I might have. I'm not gonna go like on a side quest to move like the water around again, but might be something to think about. Also, remind me to push that card back, because I am going to forget. There's actually one minor thing that I just noticed. S&R informed me that we will be closing up the site in June. What is S&R? I'm actually not 100% sure. I just look up like if I can find like an acronym for that one. It could obviously be Sinclair and someone. Who would that be though? Wasn't Sinclair like the previous one blackmailed? Was that? But that was way later, so it wouldn't be for that one. Unless it's just like a department, right? Like I don't know. I read like some of the things, but like search and rescue, for example, doesn't really make sense here. So I don't know what kind of acronym this would be. Still though, something to think about. Might just be like a department in like the company. And here are all the doors. I'm kinda... Okay, first of all, I'm going to pull that lever here and skip the cutscene, that's fine. But I'm kinda curious if I can guess. Like, I'm gonna do like one guess here with like a Raja. It is poetic, it is purple. I wanna guess it's clear weather. There was like nothing mentioned, and I'm gonna say it's trains. Because if it is, which would make sense, maybe they're still using the trains to this day and only fan areas remove them. That would be curious on one hand, but on the other hand, we would find another rule when it comes to like all of this stuff. Because at this point, I'm still rather sure that everything only... But like everything that was named before as like a mode or anything else has to appear once. But if this is true, then that would be an incorrect rule. And let me spin this around a little bit until I get the poetic. It's this one. Okay. Purple. Oh wait, I have to get the other ones first, right? Because you are kind of buggy and spinning multiple things. This could also be rain, because I didn't have that one, right? Like I put like a question mark there. That could also make sense, assuming that like everything is happening once. And then I need to get the trains. Could alternatively also just be horseback, right? Would also be something I could see happening, like more mystical. You keep the trains? Okay, okay. It is trains. We have trains 3 freaking times. It makes sense, but that means that one of the transportation methods is lying. Okay, I just had to put that out there, and I have to fix my notes here real quick. You know, it does make sense. The only reason why I put rain in there was just because I had not had rain before. I thought it would have been rain or clear weather. Basically, this was my assumption here. You still have the train here, okay. You have a neat hat, okay, and you have a small little house. And it's the last stamp. A Raja. Look at that. Does it say a Raja array? Ita something Yenna. We have heard Yenna before. So this is probably important. Let's first read. I'm gonna look at the stamp upstairs because it should be inside of the stamp book now. I was a little disappointed that there has not been a drop of rain during my time here, as every Irasian story I have ever heard has begun with rain. I suppose the anecdotes I make on this trip will have to do without that flavorful setting. However, even without the rain, the puddles and ponds that dot the countryside make this place feel different than home. Lorja Yenna, Ajlor Lune. Lune. Right, Lune wasn't actually a moon, right? Lune is water. So Ajlor, Aj obviously as first, Lor was word. First word water? Last word Yenna. First word water? What is Yenna? Why is that? Was Lune Yenna a name? I'm gonna write that down into my notes though. Still though, we do have the last stamp, which I do like. It should give us a... Does that give us a trophy? That there should at least be something for that, I feel like. We do remember that he went south in the beginning. Anyway, I'm gonna also screenshot this one because we need to figure out the order that our great uncle did actually travel in. And then we should have another puzzle on the other side for a little bit more allowance. Mora J box, the Iraja variation. The puzzle boxes of Mora J spread to Iraja not through port towns as they had in other realms, but by train routes from the north. When violet tiles were introduced, they were created as a simple reflection of the variation first introduced by Arch Ares some years earlier. I want to say, like, when violet tiles are pressed, they move south. As a, right, like, I did remember that without reading, okay? I am cool, okay? I remember stuff now. So you move south. And you move north. What was red again? You turn black. Oh yeah, you know what? That makes so much sense. You know what? Like, I don't know why I didn't pay attention to the history lesson at that moment. You know, obviously, right? Like, yellow to the north, green can jump because they can fly. You know? That's clearly it. They can transport. And black obviously can move around like this, which doesn't really help us here. But you can move south. And I probably want to move you. But it doesn't help, because you also turn. But red doesn't do anything after I've clicked you, okay. So I need to move green up. The only issue is that I only have purple here. And that wouldn't actually help me at all. And you move south, wait. But you move north, you move south. So this is the only one I can move. Like, I mean, I can move you like this. But that doesn't really help us. Because I don't think you... No, white converted, right? Like, white converted to, like, the color everyone else had. I'm kind of confused now. Okay, now I need to move you into one corner, and I need you at least. I cannot press red. Red is kind of a trap. Because red doesn't do anything for us. And we can flip those around. That doesn't really do anything. And since you always want to go south, you don't really help me either. Unless I can get you up there somehow. And again, like, that doesn't do anything for me either. Right, like, I can only move you, for example. And, like, then you're stuck already. I can move you. Oh, wait, you want to go south. Jump over. Get you over here. Jump over. The jump doesn't really help me. I need to get you away. Wait, you want to go south though? South. Move one over, move another over, jump you in here. Get all of them. Okay, now it made sense. And another allowance token. I mean, we really don't need allowance, but it's nice to get you, I guess. Anyway, that's another one of the, yeah, the fourth symbol here. Did that help me a lot? Now I'm kind of confused. Also, I need to still take screenshots of like the other notes. I don't know if I have already done that in like a previous run, so I'm kind of worried about that. Okay, we still have you. Wait a second. I did think about like a lot of stuff previously. So let's think about this together. We do know that you are probably white. This is the tribal one, I want to say. The tribal symbol and wind. Like the blue ones are like my guesses that I made based off like stuff that we had seen before. Naval obviously makes sense. You know what? I might just try that one because for Mora J, right, we have like the rainbow. Oh wait, this is a rainbow symbol. It's not the color. Ship. It should be white. Assuming that this is white, and we have like the naval stuff. Oh wait, we need the count. No, wait, what am I talking about? We don't need a count. This is like the road type is the count of lines. Okay, so we do technically have everything, assuming that like the tribal. Is that tribal? Wait. I have it in front of me. Yeah, this is a tribal symbol. I said tribal because, like if I think a ship freedom kind of thing, it would make sense that it could be like everywhere. Right, like I'm thinking, right, we had like this discussion an episode or two ago where I talked about like how originally when I thought tribal, right, I think like as a, and this comes like from the types of games I've played like in the past, right, like think Spore or like RimWorld, for example, which both have like tribal stages. And I'm thinking about like, thought originally about more of a like level of technology more than the concept of like just being in a lot of tribes. And when I'm thinking about like, and it sounds like maybe weird, like I'm sorry, like my first thought went to more like piracy and stuff, right? Like where you have like, this is like not an organization. I'm not saying that they are pirates, obviously, right? I'm just thinking pirates because of ships. But they obviously weren't like as organized. They had like all their little cultures, and they probably were assuming that they are on like different islands, which would make sense if they're like such a naval force. That they are probably quite separated and have like all their own thing going on, kind of. This is why I thought like tribal. Otherwise, I don't think agricultural would make sense. If I think agriculture, I think more like, you know, white plains, more than fish. And since we have like 8 symbols, it kind of fits, right? Like the rest we kind of have. We have like nuance here, which would be the agricultural then. Assuming that this is correct, right? Like this ring means agricultural. This was my thought, so I'm just gonna try what I have here. Worst case, I am wrong, and I feel silly about that, right? I mean, I can't really lose anything. Okay, let's start in the middle again. You want the symbol for tribe, which is like this weird star. Like an asterisk, kind of? I mean, whatever it is, it's certainly a symbol. And there we have it. And it could also just be a star, right? Like an actual star. Now that I think that the lines are like different length, that might make more sense. We already have like the naval setup. We might want... Wait, is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. I want wind. Wind should be... those are heat lines, right? Snowfall? That should be wind. That only leaves... Wait, what am I missing? Just the color, right? I don't know why I thought I didn't spin one of those options right now. Isn't that white already? Okay, that's not it. So it's probably not tribal. Agricultural makes less sense to me personally, but like... Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Let's move back. I'm quite sure that wind makes the most sense. If I feel like... It could also just be like lack of unusual weather, right? That one... Again, like I'm quite sure about like the white. We probably have to spin... Oh wait, this is actually... That's why I didn't spin you, because you were already on naval. Where is the right option? Turtleback? No. It's this one. It could also just not be... Wait. Tribal one is the thing that I wanted to change. This is spiritual? Like, this is the only thing I'm gonna test here, right? Like, I mentioned this before. I'm willing to guess like once or twice, but that's the end of it. This is industrial. I don't know if I've heard a lot about Mora J though. This is like kind of the issue. Like most of the history and other things that we have found is actually related more to the originally Orindia areas, right? So white. I need to switch to white again. I didn't even switch fully, right? Like I... You know, sometimes I forget what I wanted to do. Okay, I want... Or is agricultural the thing with like multiple dots in it? It could be. I know that's like a round thing. I originally thought it was just be one dot, but I'm guessing it's multiple? Because none of the other symbols look like it. But to be fair, like my drawings are just that terrible. Okay, I expected this to not be agricultural. Again, I feel like the other things make more sense. What about Vera though? Wait. No, we have pink already, right? Like, the issue that I'm currently facing is that we do have, in like one of the things, we had that... The violet and poetic we already had. You know what? Maybe this is this... No. Spiritual and heat? But it would be pink, and we... It could also... No. Like, the reason why I think that Mora J is white is because of the white sea. This is like the main point, and this is like also why I am so sure about that one. I don't feel like it would be pink. Because if it were pink, then we would have white again, and I mean, it could be... I mean, I have like all the names in front of me. Why am I looking somewhere else? Like, Mora, like it could be that Vera is white then. I am quite sure that Nuance is green, right? Because of the blimp that we had seen in the history lesson, and they asked me about it, and I think I got full points on that one. It's been some time, right? Like, it's been like at least half an hour since I have been at that point. I'm gonna leave it. Again, I don't wanna guess. I wanna figure stuff out. I wanna learn about this world before I guess too much. Basically. Oh wait, I had you already. I'm just gonna take like some photos. And by photos I obviously mean, you know, screenshots. And I think, was it here or like the next one where we... This is the last postcard and it's already at home. This is important. Remind and to replace the books I lost. Wait. Did I read that before? Because we have this list that might actually help us. The list in the office about like the books that we needed. Is that related to that? Maybe. But why did you lose books? That's like the bigger question actually. I guess travel was that rough? And this was the first one, right? Yeah, you're talking about like where to start. Which makes sense, right? Like you start in that area here and you end here. Obviously you live here, so it makes sense that the first and the 8th realm is in this place. I'm actually kind of surprised because like you sent this one out, right? Like, but you use the Orinda stamp. I'm still confused. Like sometimes it's Orindia and sometimes it's Orinda, right? That's like the thing that always confuses me. Anyway, I have taken all the screenshots and we still have like a lot to go, so we better get to it then. I'm gonna run up again and... Did I miss anything else? I mean, Korarika we already tried last time, right? And like, the issue here was that it seems like the academic place. The only thing that I could think of is that it's actually not snowy, but it's actually clear weather most of the time. It's just snowy on that stamp because of how high it is, right? Like, this is the only thing that I can think of. We do know that it's orange, and it should be academic, right? I mean, it's the place that everyone goes to for their scholastic activities, let's put it like that. So I'm gonna try it again, and I'm just gonna say clear weather, maybe? Maybe it's not snow. Like, again, I feel like stuff doesn't repeat necessarily. It could be clear weather. which is still interesting. Wait. Like, positioning-wise, maybe I'm overthinking this, actually. It's the White Sea, right? In our other place, which means it's also like one of the more northern islands. Maybe it's the White Sea because it snows there. Maybe this is like the issue that I'm having with the Mora J over here. I know I just wanted to solve something else, but like, if it's not windy, it could be snowy. And could be windy in the mountains as well, right? That's another place where I'm thinking that like wind could be an issue. I mean, it didn't necessarily look like that kind of place, but you know, what do I have to lose? That's the wrong lever, as always. I don't think it's agricultural. I do still believe that this could be the tribal place. That's not tribal, that's not poetic. Spiritual, that was spiritual. Okay, no, White Sea does not mean snow. I had to test, okay? Let's get back to clear weather though. I mean, it could be clear weather or windy, but let's check the notes, what I had to test. Tested. Okay, so you're not naval, right? Like, I still don't know what exactly you are. My theory is still... Okay, first of all, let's get the academic in place. My theory is still like pack mule. Like, if I feel mountains, right, like I think of pack mules. Wasn't I on clear weather already? Let's look around what I can get. I don't think heat. I don't think it's snow. We had snow before, right? We had tested everything with snow. So, windy. And then we are going... This would be roads. This would be horses, and this would be trains, and this would be avian pack mules. I was wait for a moment in anticipation, but I guess... Oh wait, I didn't even change the color, which would probably be the bigger issue. No. I'm gonna go to horseback. You're back at orange. Okay. Again, I feel like pack mule makes more sense personally. And then I might have to change not just the color but the weather. And I always forget which one the weather is all about. No, it's not this one. I just moved you, okay? How can I forget? Why am I so terrible at this game? Okay. Now... Clear weather? Okay, I've guessed enough. You know, again, I don't want to guess too much. I feel like that kind of ruins the fun, so I'm gonna leave it. We do know the color though. I am 100% confident in that one, obviously, because of stuff that we had seen before. Right, like... This is the biggest issue why I'm so sure about like the colors, is because we had seen some of them already, right? Like some of them are like just 100% guaranteed confirmed. We do know the cores. Those were also part of like the school rooms. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave here. I have gotten everything I need from down here. Let's get back to exploring. And it's time to move you back. I didn't forget for once. When did I get those boxes, by the way? I don't remember them being here. I didn't start an experiment either, so I'm just still gonna use them. I mean, I have the option. Just in case I get like some gems here, because I need gems. Oh, car keys and gems. Alright. I mean, car keys aren't like the most useful thing, but sure. First of all, because I just got it, I wanna look at the stamp. I don't think it's going to teach me a lot, but it is the last stamp, right? at Arias Jena. At was definitely something we had. At is east. East Arias Jena. Jena? I don't know. The Eastern Rain. So Jena could also just be rain. Right, like in a ruling kind of thing. Would make sense. Right, we had that with the Ariana as like the ruler. Right, like with the statue in the foyer. I'm gonna say that Jena might be like something like ruler. It would, by the way, be really great if Windows stopped switching my keyboard around all the time. Because it makes typing kinda hard. Okay, but like, what's a Raja array? We have a Rev Ven. Ven was something. Was it old or young? Ven was old. So Rev Ven. The Rev was. Have we that? Have we had that? No. So something old. Nev Rev would be new. So old, new, but the same. Who? I don't think it's who, right? Like if it's who and I'm just misreading that because it's so small, then it would be like the old house, the new house. But I feel like it's who? Could be who. No, okay. Really getting close to my screen. It might be who. So like old house, new house. Okay. And a Raja future. Array is future. Okay. Cool. So the old house stays the new house. This is the Raja future. Okay. Fair enough. I do like learning a little bit of the language every single time. That's actually really neat. Still though, it's kind of hard if you really have to get close to my... Like, I have a decent sized screen, but it also means that my screen is kind of far away, right? Like, if I'm stretching out my hand, I'm like still like a third of the way away from my screen, or like the camera, for example. It's like sitting exactly on top of my screen, so you can maybe see that it might be hard to read. I don't know, it's a decent sized screen, but it's still small. But that doesn't mean that we can't just enter over here. Look at that. We still get the basement key every single time, which we can't use. So, room 46. Can we figure out anything else in here? Probably not. I still don't really get like this blueprint map exactly. Do we know a room with like a smallish table in the middle? Because otherwise I'm just thinking of the conference room. But like that table is obviously way too large. It's not the dining room. Because we obviously would have like 3 ways. Even though like the table size could actually fit a bit better. I don't know if it's like that important either, right? And like the 5th key is the only one that's kind of missing. Held by a king on his throne. Where have we seen a king? Where have we seen a throne? Unless they're telling me... I'm thinking maybe the Red Prince has like some more information. Sadly, we also don't really know enough about like this puzzle to solve it. Or do we? Let me open my screenshots again, just real quick. So, we do know that travel started here and travel ended here. That's like the easiest thing. We do know that whatever happened, Mora J was before Arch Arias. But let me open my screenshots properly. Yeah, we arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. Maybe actually that means you went south and then you went north and went around. We don't know about where you went afterwards, right? I just noticed something else. Wait a second. Let's switch over to the desktop here, just real quick. So, this actually has something else. First Raja. Who? Do. Okay. The interesting thing about that, in my opinion, let me open my other notes here real quick. So, who obviously house. Was the large. Who DDO. And this is like something I noticed before, because like we have like two Ds here. I still don't know how the Ds work, because I feel like the Ds are kind of just like stoppers in between. But I might be like, just because I see a lot of them often, like even in Lady Absint's letter. Anyway, let's return to the actual game. This is basically what I'm looking at, obviously. We do know that you returned. Okay. So, you returned to Fen, sitting at the desk of home. You know what, I should have probably left that one here real quick. Obviously, I'm gonna switch it in between just for, you know, privacy reasons, I guess. So, you're sitting at home. And as I look back, one truth shines brighter than the others. Air travel is much better than sea travel. This kind of feels like air travel might have been the one before then, because you just now realize this is like last time and you're like, you know what, everything else was like really exhausting. Now air travel was the last one. Basically, like this is like my theory. So like 7 nuance. I'm gonna guess once here. I feel like, since we're up here, you would have probably gone around, because it's like a shorter pathway over here. So 4 would be here, 5 for the turtles, 6 for this. Okay, I'm gonna guess again. Okay, now, I am being silly right now. But there are like too many permutations that it can be. Okay, that might have been like a little bit too much, but you know, it made sense to me, right? Certified copy, property deed, Lord Arthur Clementine to Lady Auraway of Trinsdale. A new Finclark station near Reddington, Fen areas. Satisfied of record 05 13 19 12. Okay, I guess we are now actually the owner or what? This is the last will. Okay, I always thought we owned the property. I guess this is the one that fully gives it to us? Okay, I need to focus up. Okay, this is too big of an episode here. I get it. Everything that kinda was missing in my episode was just that I'm recording more and yapping more and noticing all the small things, and suddenly it makes sense. The last will and testament of me, Herbert S. Sinclair. I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament. I hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. Isn't that basically how the intro starts? I declare that I am not and have never been married and have no children. This is something that I've always suspected, but this is nice that there's like a confirmation for that one, because it was kind of weird that we became the heir, even outside of the fact that this was kind of a puzzle for us to figure out what happened to our mother, basically. First, I direct that all my debts and outstanding expenses be paid as soon after my decease as possible. Secondly, I direct all the servants and staff in my employ at the time of my death shall be granted indefinite leave to be paid out of the reserves of my estate set aside for such occasion, until such a time as a new master of Mount Holly bids there to return. In the event that the aforesaid reserves for this purpose are depleted before a new master of the estate is found, I direct my executor to make provisions for their future employment, and to do so in a manner that is just and equitable to all parties involved. Thirdly, to my faithful valet, Hartley Ruota, I do remember the lake house. I hereby give to him the lake house in Trinsdale as a small measure of gratitude for his many years of unwavering loyalty and devoted service. I also remember that the Babbage was supposed to be assigned to that house, like Anne Babbage. I direct that my executor take such steps as are necessary to transfer ownership of the said lake house to Hartley Ruota, and should use all reasonable efforts to persuade him to accept the same. Furthermore, to my late cousin Tillin's 2 children, Courtney Farrin and Rygard Farrin, who have sometimes been impulsive and hasty in their actions. I do know about at least one of them. Wait, let me open my notes. I do remember like one of the nephews here. Wait. No, I do remember Courtney. Oh yeah, Courtney. That's the one, because we had the red letter and the suspicion that the Baron smuggled her across the border after the Ruby Crown was stolen. I think that is the one in... Wait, where was that letter actually? I don't quite recall which one it was, because I don't think it's the one in... No, it's the one in the shelter, right? For some reason I thought it was another one. Anyway, let's not look ahead. Furthermore, to my late cousin, okay, we had that one, who have sometimes been impulsive and hasty in actions, I grant to each a cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour, for only time will tell when they are ready to slow down enough to appreciate the gifts bestowed upon them with the patience and wisdom that comes with maturity. Is that the sacred hour? Because we have them here still. And the will has probably not been fully finalized, right? We do know about this hour though, technically. Because we had that one in the clock tower. In the case that Lionel Abson should return from his travels abroad. Wait, Lionel? That's the first time we've heard about them outside of the... what's it called? Outside of the family tree, right? Can I quickly find the family tree? Yeah. Brother of Clara Abson. And you were on travel? Okay. In the case that Lionel Abson should return from his travels abroad, or in the event that any of his heirs should present themselves, I bequeath to him or them, as the case may be, the diary and its related key, which formerly belonged to his sister, Clara Abson, which I have kept in her room and beside her grave respectively and respectfully. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry? I'm not in the game anymore, apparently. Okay. In addition, it is my fervent desire that the gallery, along with the artwork contained within, be bestowed upon the Reddington Museum of Art, including the sculptures, exhibits, and the entire collection of drawings by Christopher Manson, comprised of 4 pieces titled Something with T, Something with P, Something with R, and another one with R. This generous donation shall be made 1 year hence, following the date of my earthly departure, when it will be removed from Mount Holly's draft pool. I am limited in time, I guess. I need a screenshot of this one real quick. Like, obviously, once I'm done, I'm gonna have to write down some more stuff, but this is like just a quick screenshots here. Moreover, to the Grand Cathedral of Araja, I bequeath 8 stone statues, sculpted in the likeness of the 8 Arajan, or like the 8 Ageran. I am so struggling with that word. Ageran angels. Orinda, Lydia, Rinna, Ajoya, Dauja, Veya, Myla, and Draxus. I have all of those names already, but it's nice that we are getting a confirmation. Right? Or did I misspell something? No, that's Rinna, Joya. Dauja I also got, even though we have not really figured out, like, Dauja is like the one with the pitchfork. Veya, Myla, Draxus. Lydia. Okay, I got all the names right, and I even got the spelling right. This is like the more important thing for me. These sculpted figures have been in the Sinclair tomb for multiple generations, and even though there has been much debate over their natural numeric order, they have nevertheless remained steadfast in their safeguarding of our family's secrets. I trust they will continue to provide the Cathedral of Eraja that same level of stewardship. I mean, we figured out that we have to, get the order, but we've already gotten that one from the Cathedral. It is so nice that there's so much information about the puzzles here. Seriously, it's so nice, like, just to have, like, some leads, and the game is, like, really great about, like, giving you a lot of those in multiple cases, even though it's sometimes disappointing to, like, solve something and then just be rewarded with, like, a clue to another puzzle that you've already solved, but it's still nice that there are, like, multiple ways. Anyway, where was I? I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all the rest, residue and remainder of my estate, and of my right, title, and interest in, and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly, as token of the cordial and affectionate friendship which for nearly a half-century his grandmother, Clara Epson, has shown me. That at least explains, like, the official reason. I still feel like there's probably more to it, right? Like, because again, like, this is like kind of a convoluted puzzle for us, right? To figure out more about Mary, right? Like, so this definitely had, like, more planning in there, more than just that Clara Epson as our grandmother, was involved. Anyway, the above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate of Mount Holly. This room, among other things of value, holds the physical deed to the entire estate, as well as many other personal effects and policies of insurance. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any worthy heir of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse, and the above clauses on this page and provisions pertaining to that clause shall be considered null and void, and the rest of my estate shall be disposed of and gifted to the Erindian Heritage Foundation, under condition that the house be immediately winnowed and sealed with explicit instructions and allowances that the site shall not be reopened until black flags are once again flying over Oris, or 110 years have passed since my death. I mean, 110 is, like, impressive, yeah. Whichever day shall come first. Like, I'm kind of getting emotional. Like, this is the thing that we had worked towards for so long, and there are, like, so many mysteries still left, but I don't know, it feels like such a conclusion in a way that finding this room for the first time really didn't. And I don't know, I need a moment. I need a moment. As one final gift to my grandnephew Simon P. Jones, regardless of whether he finds room 46 or not, I leave and bequeath to him the original manuscripts of his mother's works that were produced here under the roof of her childhood home. These preliminary drafts copies include red prints, which she wrote while visiting the estate during the brightest of her days, and a new clue, which she penned here during the darkest. That does make sense, yeah. Red prints as when we were born, obviously. like after we were born, and a new clue was basically written in hiding, right? It was like released after she was already gone, and she updated it to kind of troll who was it? I forgot its name. I'm feeling so bad because I had like this whole speech here. Yeah, that was Detective Von Margel. Okay. Where was I? I hope that in due time and in the natural order of things, you will come to be content, as I have, with what little of herself she left us. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hands this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair. I did try the 18th of March before, right? Because I remember writing that down. Was that 18th of March though? I didn't have 18th of March as the day of the will. I already had that one. This is the exact will that was read in the beginning. Obviously not the exact one. In the beginning that was like a shortened version. Okay, this just flips to the beginning, which is interesting. That's a certified copy deed. We do have it now. What does that mean though? Can we call someone? What does that mean for us? Because technically the employees were only gone until I could do that, right? Interesting. Yeah, until a new Master of Mount Holly bids their return. And I didn't have the deed before. Now I am the official master. Obviously, I'm guessing the game is just going to continue. But what now? What now? I still have to figure out the last few keys. Like, I obviously figured this one out because, like, if you only have like 3 options, there are only a few permutations. 7 is like really hard. The rest, like the ones on like the right side, they were like quite clear to me. But I am kind of feeling bad now that I kind of skipped over like these pieces. I still need one more key, and like technically there's like one last key waiting behind the last door of 8. It's not like I got like a key here, right? Now I'm kind of confused about... Oh, there's like more to it. Okay, I didn't see that I could open this one. Know all men by these presents that Lord Arthur Clementine, rightful owner of the land that rests on the northern range of the Reddington Mountains, doth grant and convey to the bearer of this document, Lady Oravay of Trinsdale, the land, forests, and waters of the sheer cliffs that rest in the northern shadow of the Holly Leaf Mountain, with all the rights, privileges, and appurtenances thereunto belonging. Boundaries. The property of Mount Holly consists of dense woods, flanked by cliff walls, irrigated by mountain spring streams, and punctuated by several runoff waterfalls. This area is sheltered between the summit's northern slope and saddle, spanning across 80-odd acres of land. The property is situated southwest of Reddington, bounded on the south by steep crags and abutting the east by the high road to Tanner Fork. That does make sense, yeah, because we have like the road there directly, right there. Like from the garage. Wait, no, wait. I guess? I mean, to be fair, we have like 2 driveways. Like technically, you can go from like both sides. They could just connect on the other side. So I don't know why I'm so confused by this. Covenants. I, Lord Arthur Clementine, covenant, promise, and agree with Lady Oravay, her heirs and assigns, that I am lawfully seized and possessed of the said premises, that the same are free and clear of all encumbrances, that I have good right to sell and convey the same to the said lady or away, her heirs and assigns, and that I will warrant and defend the same against all lawful claims and demands whatsoever. In hand and seal I make my mark in the grand year of Fen Arias, 1912. Lord Arthur Clementine, I guess. It's weirdly spelled down here. I feel like 1912 is probably important then. Writing that down. Which still means that this has been in... Wait. 1912? That's like just a few years before digging begins. How? Wait. How? Oh, wait. I was kind of confused. I was looking at the wrong side of the family tree, obviously. Yeah, we did know about that, right? Because obviously those are like the parents of Simon and Herbert. And I do remember there being talked that Thomas was like really, like, I'm gonna call it like soft on like the people and easy to extort money from. There was something about that. Yeah, I do remember. It makes sense, right? They got that land and then they basically started preparing like the dig. And like, was it 1915 or so where the dig started? That definitely happened. I'm, by the way, very happy that I did not miss that one. I still, like, the banner's actually really interesting still. Right, like you have like the combination still Epson and Sinclair family, and you do only have like the two here, and you only have like one over here though. You also have like the clef, kind of clef. I still don't know what's supposed to be. It kind of reminds me of that. You only have Sinclair over here, and you have the Epson, yeah, like the combination. So I'm guessing this is like from our dad's side, but why is it this symbol? That's like the confusing part. Now I'm like, I know like this episode's probably like 2 hours long already, but like I am still not done. This is like the crazy like the crazy part here, right? Okay, now that I have the deed. Oh no. Oh no, that there was like the premonition that something would be stolen from here, and I am worried that this is the thing that's getting stolen in just a moment. Can I close this again, please? I guess not. Was there anything in here? Because this is like still the secret. Secret room is not a secret. Yeah, but this is like the stuff that we had before. This is not a message to us. This is a message to our great uncle instead. So it means I'm still in search of the throne. I still don't know what the throne is. I can probably start guessing the gallery. Here's the thing. I actually want to get gallery. And similar with, to the other log that I had found, I kind of want to write down all the letters that I can insert into any, like all of the pictures, because it's basically just like a combination log like that. And looking at all of those might help me to figure out the names or like the titles of those pieces. But that would require me getting the gallery again, so I guess it's time for more exploration. Oh yeah, I can remove the maid's chamber if I wanted to. Kind of want to do that. The lab? No, I'm gonna get the solarium because I still have the reading nook over here, so I can still reach that place. And getting more rare rooms isn't actually too bad. Also orange and a gem. Ooh, perfect. And I can get like another screenshot. And look at all of those dig spots. Oh yes, pebbles. Hoople. Nice company name. I mean, I'm not gonna complain here, right? Have I ever tried to throw like a basketball there? I mean, I can't really do anything here, but it would be funny if that was like an option, like a secret if I actually score a few times. I'm gonna go for the last room over here first. Like if I rotate this, just because again it's the last room, and I need another last room, I guess. get as many keys as I can. I can't use the secret garden key here, right? Like, no, wait. For some reason, I always think it's like on the west side, but I guess I can just go to the east side. Did I try that before? I feel like I tried that before and I just forgot because it never comes up. That was awfully silly because I could have used that one in a better position. I mean, technically, this is actually a great position to be in because I can now open the path to the west, so I have like a guaranteed throughway there. I guess I'm just gonna go via the antechamber then. Probably the easiest way to continue. Oh yeah, I am getting bananas and stuff everywhere because I just got the secret garden. Obviously it's spreading around like all of the fruits. But let's see what awaits us. Commissary wouldn't actually be too bad after all of this time. I don't actually know what I'm looking for like with the rest of my travels here. I mean, like mainly I want like all of the screenshots here that I'm currently always doing when I'm going somewhere. Oh yeah, that's just a lie that this is actually not close. Oh, look at that. I'm finally getting some good items here in a moment. Like running shoes, some gems, and the sledgehammer, and the regular gem. The rest I can't pick up. Well, too bad. Oh yeah, coupon book. That's actually so cheap. Well, bought everything, I guess. Wait a second, there was an update, right? I'm imagining things. I feel like there was like a small update here, but I'm guessing you are still not enabled unless... I don't know if I need to buy it. No, wait. I'm guessing if there had been an update so I could actually play the console, then there would have probably been a bigger deal. I feel like it was just a small update. Anyway, let's just continue normally. Oh, the garage. Oh, wait. Garage is actually interesting. Because I do have the garage keys. Otherwise, I don't really care that much. And it's also shortcut downwards. I'm just gonna get that one. I'm missing like one letter in the top left. I think that was like the chief chef one. I don't know. I mean, I'm at least getting some keys and can open you because I powered you up. It would have been nicer had I gotten the attic on like the west side, just because I have like this theory now that I need to check that one out. And the key card. Wow, now I'm getting it. Like, I don't think that there's like any other room where that would fit, right? Like, I'm still thinking of the miniature house that we had like in the beginning of the episode somewhere. Anyway, I'm just gonna continue exploring. Because I feel like most... Okay, technically there aren't like really puzzles here. We got like this little note here about like Sandy Heights. And yeah, that Danny already has payment ready. Okay, now I'm kind of confused about this. Because obviously, you are talking to someone, right? Like, this is not a note just, hey, I have to go there. This is like you communicating with someone. Who's the third person? I mean, Danny Ravain, obviously old groundskeeper. We have the driver who was it Christoph? Yeah, Christoph the driver who was like late multiple times. We also have like the other note that we had seen in the underground, like in the, like basically the basement, right? Like if you're coming from like the elevator, then on the left side, basically where you have to do like the puzzle thing to reach that place. There we had like a card of that one, but who are you talking to? I'm guessing you're talking about like you are helping out someone who needs money. It's definitely not the new groundskeeper, I would assume. Right, they didn't really know each other, so... Who are you communicating with? Huh. Gonna leave it for now. This might be important, this might not be. Because this is where I have like the name Christoph, right? Like this is the third time you're late, basically. Right, as a note, but this is years ago, basically. Do I want the gift shop? I mean, it's connected to the vestibule anyway. It's a shortcut of sorts, but... Let's read around a little bit. Armory? I want the armory, but then I'm kinda down to one last path, but we have a lot of re-rolls. I'm not too worried. And I can just go outside. It's probably easier than being annoying here. I technically still want the treasury. That's like the big thing I still want. Okay, this is the torch. That's perfect. Oh, the coupon book works in here. Morningstar, great. Don't forget that I want to... Oh, shield. Doesn't really matter that much because I have the crown. There have always only been 3 items in here, right? Right, let's just say that's the correct thing. And you still have the Black Knight here, which is still why I'm so confused, because I feel like we have like too many at this point. Anyway, now I'm actually kind of curious if I can see from the other side, because it's going to be kind of hard to look over there. Ah, you can't really get like a good position. Which one would be the room I'm looking for? You are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't see a door if there is one. Right, my theory is still that we might be able to reach like the outside of the attic, just because there's technically space under there. Still though, I kind of want to look at this note here again. It's I gap IOO. So we need a 3 gap here. The issue is that the only thing... So, I have one of those markers where we have an I and a D. If the first I is like the same one, maybe there's like some overlap, then this could technically fit somewhere. Then we would have a D in the middle. And we also, like with the door actually, because we had like another pattern where we had like a D in the top right and then we had like 2 O's in the left column. If those are the same one, then we would have a... Wait, I'm gonna make like a little drawing here. No, wait. I'm gonna be smart about this. Let me show you the drawing. Let's just put in what we do know. We do know that we have castle in the left column. Those are the following pieces that we do have. We have D, a gap, O, O, R. We do have ID. And we do have I, gap, I, O, O. So if we combine those here, we do have D and I. No, wait. We would have the I up here. We wouldn't have it. Wait. Why am I not using Paint often enough, right? Like, I don't know how to use Paint. I should have used another art program. So, I, gap, I, O, O. Okay, then we also have like the ID. I don't know where that fits. It can't, like, wait. With the ID, we also had like the other lines below there. I do remember that. So we had like those 4 lines. So wherever it is, it's the top one. Since this is already 5. Okay, there are like 2 things that it could be. The ID could either be here, right? Like the I could be this I. And they would have like D over here, which also means that this would be like the top row still. In which case we would have I, D, another D here, I, O, O. C, I something, add, C, tole. The E's are definitely there. Is that all that I have? Can I find, like, add makes kind of sense as a word. Alternatively, the ID could also be here, which would mean that we have something else here, like C gap I. But I do think that those are the only ones that I have that fit here. I still need something, but at least you do see what I have like in front of me now, which is why I really want to get better at showing you my notes, because I feel like sometimes I'm just blabbering on, and you know, with like the current setup, it's a lot easier for me to switch. So why not? Anyway, I'm gonna make that like real notes for me, but like let's get back to the game. Like this is the only thing that I can see, and it also seems like there's a gap down here. Which would support my current layout currently, right? Like, because something's missing here. Still a ladder, and since I had moved this one like to the top, basically, like this eye, right? Like there's like this gap here, and there are like two of those gaps, basically, right? Like there's not enough space for more letters at the top, but there's more space at the bottom. Ooh, apple. I mean, it's still time to... Oh, wait, we had the apple as part of the constellations, right? So it makes sense that we are getting more steps. There's like so much to dig still, right? Like I should absolutely do that. I mean, can't hurt. It just takes my time. Oh, green apple. And a turnip. Wow, I have so many steps left, right? This is another one of those amazing runs where just everything works out. You just have to be motivated, I guess. Okay, before I do anything else, let's get to the dining room again, because that technically still is a room to the side. The vault. Do I care about the vault? It's like a lot of money, but otherwise I don't need it. Treasure trove? I'm taking that one. I still need those notes in there, right? First of all, money. I love it. I love being filthy, stinking rich. Sadly, I don't have the rich part. Anyway, let me quickly take the pictures. And now we can actually figure something out with like the black box here. It's black and a moon on there. Boxes marked with a moon always contain false statements. This is a false statement in general. Like, they can contain false statements, but they cannot always contain them, because we are in a black box with like a moon on there, right? Like this has a moon on there. Yeah. Doesn't really help me. Hey, how fun. Still writing that down though, because like, you know, rules are rules. So yeah, this one didn't help us at all, basically, but hey, we do need to get more treasure troves just so I can get all of the hints here. I'm at this point not even sure if there's like a lot of stuff to learn left, because like half of the remarks were about the keys, or like, I mean not the keys, but like the realm sigils and stuff. At this point, I only need to get you outside somehow, because I'm still sure that this had some meaning, and I really want to do it. Unless, of course, they were like talking more in a metaphorical sense. Look at that. A chair banana. In a more metaphorical sense that the treasure comes from the fact that you... Oh, it's the Chamber of Mirrors? Can I... Am I risking this? Because I can reach it from the Cloister of Traxxas. And like, I mean, I have found so much this run, I don't mind it ending here. If, I don't know which order the buttons open all of these stuff here. Maybe I'm able to continue if I do this like that. Look at that. Right, like you're open already. Look at all of those oranges. Still not sure about like, again, this there's an elevator in the middle and I don't get the elevator. Wait, you open that one, but if I go around... I don't think that you also open the other side, right? No, you open this path to the left. Okay, this wasn't actually that productive then. Still gonna dig. But like going over there again, like... We can go to the left. Oh wait, we have another button to press. You open that one though. Yeah, I could have expected that doesn't really work. But again, like I'm so far in, like I am fine with this run ending here. I have learned so much. I am so curious about like what happens tomorrow. Because obviously now that we have... But you just close it again, right? Yeah, you're just closing that one again. What do I want to say? Oh wait, I can still take pictures of you though. That's kind of important. I want to know what happens now that I have the deed. Because I have it. Is it going to get stolen? by someone, because that still would make sense somewhat, right? Because I had like that that vision, that premonition from Alzara. And I'm like so curious right now, and I wish I had more time to record. But with that, we are done for today. The only thing that's left is to end the day, obviously. But we have to do that in the planetarium, just because I want to see if something super special happens, you know, besides the fact that something was already told. Wait. Oh, I'm blind. I don't actually go that direction. I have to actually go the right way over here. And then to the other side. And now we're here. Time to reach the 50 stars, I guess. Because it's going to be important. I want to know what the new constellation does. Maybe it's just like a mega constellation that gives you like everything. And they're like, okay, you got that constellation, you get everything. And then we start from the beginning again. Because we don't have space on the screen anymore. Would be funny. In any case, wait, there was like this one chair that I can kind of sit in. Just like that. I mean, I'm sitting kind of between two chairs, but who cares? Time to call it a day. And rest. Oh, look at that. It's already above me that we are getting those extra stars. How lovely. With that, we have the garden excavation site. 5 green rooms, 29 excavated dig spots. 32 rooms. It wasn't like the most massive of estates, but we found enough that I am not worried. And we reached rank 10. Again, like that actually, like reading that will actually made me kind of a little bit emotional. Just because it's such a thing, right? Like I remember the first few episodes, the first few days, just trying to reach rank 10. And then I originally thought I was like kind of trolled, right? Because I like entered that room and you get the cutscene and then the day ends and you cannot continue. And I actually wanted to look at that room, and for a long time I didn't even believe that I could go in there again. And I thought I would get the cutscene again. And then, right, like there was always like a step more, and then I get in there and then learn about like the keys, and I had at that point already found like one of the keys by accident by going into the music room, because, you know, if you pick the music room late, then you get like one of those keys sometimes. Really fascinating. I do like that I am making progress on like the next puzzle here. I don't know where I would find the last pieces. I could obviously try to guess some words. The interesting thing is obviously that we have 3 letter words apparently. Unless you combine them in a weird way, in which case I have no idea how I would do that. In any case, that does mean that I'm kind of out of real plans again, outside of re-rolling. And I'm not gonna do that today just because the episode has been so long. Had it been a shorter run, then I would have, you know, spammed a few days just to figure out if I can get the blessing of the monk, and then I would have gone to like the treasure trove, because I want to get that one outside. I want the antechamber outside, and I don't think I've mentioned it before, I also want to get room 46 outside. And this is actually also a weird theory of mine, actually, because we can get every room only once, right? And room 46 is always in that one spot. But what happens if we get that one outside? So we have like 2 of them. Theoretically, we might be able to draft in that rank then. Whatever that means. I don't even know if that's actually possible, but it is something I am very, very curious about. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and kind of more yapping, right? Like I know I cut out like a lot over the last dozen or so episodes because I felt like that was the point in the series that I was at. But I feel like maybe I misinterpreted this game, and maybe I'm not at the end yet. Right? Like one of the reasons why I did that was because I felt like I was running out of puzzles, and I was mostly just drafting to find basically nothing. But if there's like still that much left, right? Like just looking at rooms and finding more puzzles inside of them, even if they're just like minor ones, could definitely change the way I view this again. I don't know yet. I will probably for the next few episodes try it similar to today, where I'm looking at stuff and maybe figure something out. I feel like just because I found like, first of all, in the observatory I found like something small. Now that I understand the language, I obviously could look in the foyer. I am trying to remember what else I did because I feel like I did more. It just felt like such a massive episode. Obviously, like understanding the library, now the underground. I need to figure out the rest of the underground. And the hardest part is going to be the fact that a lot of stuff is going to double in there. And while I don't need it to get the deed, I am obviously now really curious about the deed because something is going to happen with that. Because otherwise, I don't quite see why my future employees aren't coming back, right? Or maybe there's going to be some life in the estate. I don't know. In any case, I hope you enjoyed the episode. And I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing you next time. Till then, have a good one. And bye-bye.